Introduction. Currently, democracy is the most prevalent form of the government in the world. In societies where democracy does not exist, people are engaged in struggles to bring about democracy. However, democracy is not a perfect system and faces many challenges and problems. In this chapter, we will learn about challenges of personal liberty, participation, and inequality in a democracy. Challenges faced by democracy are mainly of three types: challenges regarding personal liberty, challenges of participation, and challenge of inequality. We will study each type of challenge in this chapter. The first challenge faced by democracy is challenges regarding personal liberty. Democracy gives adequate opportunity for personal development. However, in many countries, citizens' rights are restricted because of limitations of personal liberty through social pressure, intolerance, and security. Let's study each limitation, starting with social pressure. If constitutional rights of freedom are not acceptable to society, they remain only on paper and personal liberty is restricted. For example, inter-caste marriages are allowed by law, but acceptability of such marriages is very limited in the society. The law gives women and men equal rights, but society does not allow women to take up some types of education and jobs. The second limitation to personal freedom is intolerance. Tolerance means accepting that opinions of others can be different from one's own opinion, and so allowing other opinions to be expressed. Intolerance in democracy means imposing the views and practices of the majority group on the minority. A democracy's success is proportionate to the extent of tolerance in the society. Conversely, if the society is intolerant, then it becomes a challenge before democracy. The third limitation to personal freedom is security. In view of organized crime and terrorism, governments have to take special effort for the security of people. They may have to impose some restrictions on people's personal liberty for security purposes. However, governments should take care that these restrictions do not result in limitations of democracy. The challenge is to strike a balance between security and personal liberty. Now let's explore challenges about people's participation. People participate in a democracy by electing or becoming representatives, keeping a watch on the functioning of the representatives, participating in the administration of one's own locality, and participating in the making of national policies. Democracies can respond to the challenge of increasing people's participation in all four areas by conducting meetings, discussions, and other political activities, giving appropriate response to the participation by people. Let's study how low voter turnout is a participation-related challenge. In a democracy, people elect their representatives through elections. These representatives decide the policies of the country and look after the administration of the country. However, in many countries, voter turnout is very low. Low voter turnout leads to some important challenges in democracy. If all the people do not vote, how can the elected representatives become people's representatives? How will the opinions of the non-voters be understood? Let's study how limited initiative by people is a participation-related challenge. Although citizens attend political meetings, there is very limited initiative in activities such as discussing government's policies and organizing people. Democracies need to face the challenge of increasing people's initiative, as the higher people's initiative, the stronger the democracy will be. Now let's study the fourth participation-related challenge. Opportunities of participation and complex nature of governance. It is not possible for citizens to spare time from their daily routine for politics due to the vast scope of work involved. Besides, not many opportunities exist beyond voting for participation in public affairs. In India, some provisions have been made for participation of citizens at the level of village or city ward. However, there is not much emphasis on issues like how much to spend on what issue, which development works to be given priority, etc. Measures to increase people's participation in a democracy could include political party membership campaigns and involvement in party work, meetings and rallies to communicate people's ideas to the government, legal provisions and opportunities for participation. The third challenge faced by democracy is the challenge of inequality. When society is divided on the assumption of superiority or inferiority of one group, it is called inequality. Inequality can be on the basis of color, caste, gender, or wealth. Democracy has to fight inequality because inequality will result into domination of the backward groups by the advanced ones. This will make democracy faulty. If the backward groups continually experience that their expectations are not fulfilled, they will lose their faith in democracy. Let's learn about some types of inequality. 1. Social inequality. Caste, religion, and gender are the basis on which a superior-subordinate division is made. For bringing about social equality, a democracy should create measures for ensuring that backward groups get adequate share in power, ensure the progress and development of backward groups, bridge the distance among different groups and reduce inequality. 2. Economic inequality. In a society having poverty and unemployment, democracy experiences limitations. The democracy has to take measures to make basic amenities available for the poor, create policies to reduce poverty. 3. Regional inequality. In many countries, some regions are more developed than the other regions, and some are less developed. This is described as regional inequality. As a result of regional inequality, people migrate to more developed regions in order to earn their livelihood and better occupations. There is pressure on the developed regions and amenities are strained. Social tension due to differences between natives and outsiders. In the backward regions, a feeling of injustice and neglect by government may cause agitations. This may endanger national unity. Challenges arising from regional inequality can be handled by balanced development, fair share in resources, and adequate share in power. The challenges arising in democracy have a dual nature. In a democracy, issues have to be resolved only democratically on the basis of law, personal liberty, and tolerance. Otherwise, issues may get resolved, but democracy would not remain. Only a legal provision for democracy is not enough to protect public interest. The government has to democratically find out and implement policies that ensure public well-being and eradicate inequality. In short, all issues facing democracy have to be solved in a democratic manner through internal discussion, negotiations, and cooperation.